The coefficient of determination, basically R squared. Now we learnt that R is the Pearson's correlation coefficient. If you square that number, you get R squared, which is the coefficient of determination. So on your calculator, put some data in. This is previous data from a previous question. And then you press calc regression linear reg. You make sure you got list 1, list 2 correct. There was a question I did before, if you've been watching all my videos, where the X and Y wasn't obvious. Hopefully I got that answer right. And then we get the R squared is actually given to you. So there it is right there. But normally, actually, you're supposed to put this as a percentage. So you're going to take that number. So you're going to take the 0.759, blah, 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 and times that by 100, and you'll get 75.9. Round that off, so that's going to equal 76%. So normally, that's how you do it. You put it into a percentage. Very important. Now, similar to when you did R, you have to write a report for R squared, and it basically follows this format that the coefficient of determination indicates that R squared percentage, remember that percentage is always a positive if you square a number, of the variation in the response variable. Now, it's very important that you get these in the right order. On the R one, it doesn't matter the order, it has to be the response variable there. Can be explained by the variation in explanatory variable, and I put it in purple here because sometimes people like to add the rest can be explained by other factors. Well, what else is it going to do? So some people like to add that sentence. You don't really need to. And going on to our example of age and beauty, if we take the square of negative 0.837, you get a positive number because a negative times a negative is a positive. And if you make that into percentage, you get about 70%. So you could say the coefficient of determination indicates that 70% of the variation in beauty can be explained by the variation in age. I'll let you figure out what the other factors are. Now, I have done this question a few times already, so real quick, we want to get the coefficient of determination was this. They want to go backwards to get the R, need to go to 3 decimal places, but remember, if you square a number, you always get the positive, but here it tells us we need to have the negative, so when you do this, you get, that's how to square root R squared to get this R, and we have to choose the negative one, even though our calculator doesn't show the negative one, so the answer is A. Watch my other videos for a slowed down version explaining that, but it is a favorite trick, as you'll see in the next question. So they did the same thing again in 2018. So the last one was 2019, this is 2018, and again, because you've got this slope down like this, the answer is going to be negative. So we can already rule out those two. All right. We've got the R squared is 0.8339. And so we want to find out what R is. And so you put in your calculator, the hat 0.5 is a way of square rooting a number, and we get this number, which doesn't have the negative in front of it, even though it should have a plus minus symbol. And so we can determine that the answer is in fact A. Favorite trick, 2 years in a row. Will they go for a third time? But this time they did it graphically, showing the negative. Previously, they just gave the equation negative. Remember, R is negative if the slope is negative and vice versa.